Hello everybody, welcome to Weeats, the marijuana review show where we help you find wonderful folks, make sense of that crazy, mixed up, what the hell actually are these things anyways, place you call your local neighborhood dispensary. Today we are doing a classic ass episode, and anytime you hear classic ass, that's a cue for edible. And not just any edible, the most traditional kind of weed edibles, the good old fashioned gummy. We are taking a look at a new product from a new to us company, Glowing Buddha, a name that is only moderately offensive. Is it offensive to use Buddha on for marketing purposes? I don't know. And if not, I don't know why the Buddha is fair game for advertising purposes, but other religious figures are not. I don't know. Let's not get into that quagmire, but let's get into this gummy review of the Glowing Buddha. So, what really endeared me to these, what made me try these, is the price. These are the tied for the cheapest 100 milligram standard edible I have seen in California. This 100 milligram 10-piece 10 milligram edibles for 100 milligrams of THC in total came to only a scant, see if that price tag will highlight there, just a scant 11 smackaroos. Doesn't look like it's going to too much reflection, but only $11, all taxes, all that good stuff, at a dispensary in Long Beach, California, which is, again, tied for the lowest I have ever seen a fully potent edible before. Very, very austere packaging, everything here. Just a standard Ziploc bag with the little new child-proof seal in it. But everything you want to see is there. You've got your lab-tested results and your nutrition information and ingredients and all that good stuff. But yeah, they didn't spend a lot of money on the packaging, which is just fine by me. Apparently, it won first in multiple categories at the San Francisco HempCon Cup. Ooh la la. I guess that's true. Who knows what that is? If they're so proud of it, why did they put it on the back of the package? Well, anyways, let's go ahead and try this Glowing Buddha grape gummy out. Tear off our seal. Open our child-proof packaging. And ooh, la, 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 la. Here are our Glowing Buddha grape gummies. Rectangles. One of my, maybe my favorite quadrilateral. Fuck you, square. Good old-fashioned rectangle. Smells like grape, smells like weed. Let's give it a taste. Chewy. Not grapey. Tastes like gelatin with a little bit of weed. Not a lot, though. Actually, very little weed taste. Surprisingly so. Not a lot of grape taste. Really not a lot of taste at all. Tastes just like straight emulsified horse hoof. Yum. Not really. Not terrible. I'm going to go back on what I said. There's really practically no weed taste. A disconcerting lack of weed taste. Maybe they've just figured out, with the help of good old Siddhartha here, how to take out that cannabis taste from their gelatin. But I don't know. Well, what I do know is that I have 7 more. I've eaten 3 now of these bad boys to go. Yum. Tastes kind of like cantaloupe, actually. And I don't like cantaloupe. Well, okay. 7 more to go. Got a dog who wants in. Hello, dog. I will finish those remaining 7, now 6 off over the next hour or so. Eat them nice and slow. And then 2 hours, like any Weeats review we do, 2 hours after I have the last glowing Buddha gummy, I'll come back to you guys and let you know exactly what I think of these gummy snacks, because that's the most important part of any edible review. Not about how it tastes, but it's about how it makes you feel. I'm not sure if I've said that old catchphrase in a while. So, in order to find out how we're going to have to feel, see how we feel, we're going to have to wait 2 hours or so for the full effects. I'll be right here. I hope you guys will join me again. Until then, stay high, stay healthy. See you soon. Glowing Buddha. Welcome back to Weeats, guys. It has been 2 hours since my last glowing Buddha piece, and about 2.5 hours in total since we started our journey with the glowing Buddha grape. And these are a perfectly fine edible. Not the most potent I've ever had, not the best tasting I've ever had, but for $11, I'm pretty high, and I cannot beat that value. So, you know what? I'm going to give this one a pretty unreserved thumbs up. They work, they're cheap, they're not going to knock your socks off in any realm, but if you're looking for an affordable, okay tasting, perfectly fine high, this is going to do it for me. I really tend to weight affordable products pretty highly here on Weeats. I think when it comes to weed, we don't tend to try to think of good values as much as a metric, but I try to because I do think a lot of people are price conscious about things. And this one is just a winner on that front. Nothing bad to say about Glowing Buddha whatsoever. Maybe they really did deserve one of those first place categories that they won at HempCon in San Francisco. So, thumbs up here from Weeats for the Glowing Buddha cannabis-infused gummies. Just a really fine, affordable product. So anytime we have a review we do that we like this much, we like to do a little cherry on top, a little something extra. Not necessarily weed related, not necessarily something you have to do with weed to enjoy, but hey, you might want to. This week, it's a big one. I debated when I was thinking, like, oh, what should I do for a cherry on top? I was like, oh, I have never recommended this book, I don't think. It's like, should I waste it on a small review like this? But then I thought, fuck it, live a little. We're going to talk this week about, I don't think I've done House of Leaves before. My copy's well loved, as you can see. House of Leaves, great book by Mark Z. Danielewski, I think his name is. That's how you pronounce it. Probably the greatest work of experimental fiction ever written. Very briefly, to try to go over the very convoluted plot. Well, not so convoluted, but anyways, let me very briefly describe House of Leaves before we go here. Still pretty high from that glowing Buddha, so it's going to be a slog. It is a experimental novel, a book within a book. It is about a person who finds this account of this thing happening, this very famous event happening that didn't seem to really happen, but he found like clippings from People magazine and things from the New York Times and shit for this event that never really happened. The event that he discovers that this finds this whole record about that doesn't seem to exist is called the Navidson Record, and that Navidson Record is the book within the book. There is just like a novel told within this very bizarro experimental novel that's told on like old napkins and file folders and all kinds of weird shit. It's a very strange experimental novel. But the novel within the novel, I know House of Leaves fans are going to excoriate me for saying so, is the real treat here. It is one of the scariest things I have ever read. I should have said this is horror fiction, experimental fiction. I will very briefly explain the novel within the novel, and then let you decide for yourself if that sounds like something you want to read. It's about a documentarian who moves out to the boonies with his family from the big city, moves into a house. While living at the house, he one day is doing some carpentry work, takes a measurement, and notices that the inside of the house, the dimensions of the inside of this house are like 1.5 inches longer than the measurements of the exterior of his house. Dun dun dun, how freaky is that? It is truly the scariest thing I think I have ever read. House of Leaves, that story within a story goes places from there, believe me. House of Leaves, Mark Z, Danielewski, Glowing Buddha. Unless you really want to go down a rabbit hole of terrifying existential dread, maybe don't do them at the same time. Anyways, that's going to do it for this review here on Weeats, guys. 2 things that I very much hope you check out. Thank you so much for watching. Until we see you on our next review, live stream, whatever. I'm about to hiccup or burp, one of the two. Burp it was. Stay high, stay healthy, and we'll see you then. Bye, guys.